Hey everybody, I'm Rob the Builder. Can we? Sorry, I got something not quite happening. Ha! Can we build it? Yes, we can. How you doing? How you doing, David? Her Ladyship, Bassman, Basswoman, and Reverend Robbie. Yeah. Uh, who's second? Okay. Anyway, now whilst I think, and I do sometimes, as I say. Now today's a good day to focus on the Chev because I'm still waiting for a few things to happen on the Merc, as I will show you. Such are the vagaries of scale modeling. Anyway, in the meantime, we all know the drill. Oh, yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. Now then. Oi, oi.
Knocking on the door, let me in.
You're not going to come in, are you?
Oh, we in, David.
Hello.
Now, let me just move my chair. Yeah, I'm not swimming today because I don't know how I did it. I went swimming yesterday, and as I was just finished, I was coming out. I just must have turned slightly awkwardly, and somehow my arm suddenly started flaring. And there's a point where I can feel a tendon is not quite tracking right.
Well, that ain't good.
No, it ain't. But it's, I dare say, treatable and yada yada yada. You know.
Tell the truth, you were chasing the women in the pool yesterday, weren't you?
No, unfortunately, there was nothing much to be seen.
Oh, snap. I'm sorry.
Because like when I go there that's one of the things about that's good to a fair point about the going there to do lap swimming in the afternoon is you can get a lane to yourself. Okay, the problem I've got at the moment is that the crystal clear still hasn't dried yet. I had a look at it at one stage yesterday,
I did.
and it had retracted quite heavily.
Uh-oh.
As far as it's gone down to for more of a convex shape, if you know what I mean. Yep. So I topped it up, and it still hasn't dried. Now we'll give that. Now that's okay. It does take quite a while to dry to fully does crystal clear. So what we're going to do is give that a while longer. Now, if it transpires that no, it's just not going to play the game for whatever reason, I have alternative plans. But it should be easy enough to get out because crystal clear will come out as a blob, I think you'd find.
Well,
Particularly
I just discovered earlier today.
If I need to do that, no use of that. That's if I need to do that.
Right. So I discovered
you can't even see what I was talking about. There. There we go.
There it is.
So you can see that what I need to happen is for that to dry.
Yeah.
Now what I'm concerned about is
well, I kind of like the way that looks inside of it, though. What do you think, David?
Gives it to.
David said,
Yeah,
on the lens there is I think on the actual lens there is an inner circle done, so it showed that like that, wouldn't it? Lines and there's an inner circle, the lines, and the actual lens itself.
Yeah, well, yeah. But you know, back in the day, in older cars like that, their lights kind of look like that.
So it might do.
Well, I'm going to let it dry for a bit longer before I start putting it on, or before I put it on.
Yeah.
There are a few other things I can do on the Merc, but I want to focus on the Chevy for a bit today, just to take a bit of a break and let that settle down, and yeah. I'll do some stuff on the Merc probably later today, or during the stream, or maybe just in my own time. Although I have, of course, things to attend to, as always.
So
I
y'all
got a lot done yesterday, though.
did you know?
I did. Okay, here we go. When it comes to creative writing, I'm quite happy with my own abilities and yada, yada, yada. Now, there's a reason why I make mention of this. But when it comes to advertising, for writing things for marketing and advertising, that is not what I'm good at. I couldn't market my way out of a wet paper bag, mate. Now, on the other hand, you know what, Cat? What's a pretty solid option to pursue with such things as getting that written up? This is where AI is good. And so I hit AI for some basically vague wordings is what I initially started with for my website. And slowly but surely milked every bit of informational goodness I could out of that system on that subject matter.
Well, I can't say I blame you on that.
Took me 3 hours. But I got some goodness. Goodness me, I got goodness. And it was time well invested, like right the way down to, because they even tailored, they structured an inquiry form, and that was one of the things I could get AI to do, so it did. But it was even then it was structured towards the target group I'm looking for. You think that is what you want to have done. And when I saw it, I could see why it was done that way. But I wouldn't have thought to do it that way, if you follow me.
Right.
And it was fucking useful, is what it was. Now, that aside from the fact that one day the machines will rise and take us over as foretold in the Terminator series. Aside from that,
I'm sure you've seen the Simpsons episode or know of it, that when Homer is in the what's his boss's name?
Monty Burns.
Yeah, when he fired everybody but Homer and has a whole robot.
I haven't seen that one.
Yeah, they've actually said that's kind of reflecting back to today, how some of the scenes from The Simpsons are almost playbook for what's happening today.
Which is a bit scary of it. I'll tell you something else that's an interesting one from pop culture. This is dead set serious. Apparently, okay, you'll have noticed how these days we have what were once items of science fiction like mobile phones. That once they were stuff of, wow, can you imagine if, and what have we got? Mobile phones.
Yep.
Indeed, the ability to communicate visually over a mobile device. When I was a kid, who would have thought? And point being that the suggestion I've heard made is that nerds got the idea from watching sci-fi and thought, "I'll see if I can build one of those," and that totally wouldn't surprise.
Yeah, it's crazy. It really is.
A more a slightly darker variant is I've heard that modern military devices are laid out the same way as an Xbox pad.
Oh, that'd be cool. That's what I
Well,
play.
it's done that way because that way they don't have to train the young people how to use them, of course. Now, the thing I ask about that, however, is so which came first? Did they approach game designers and say, look, we're looking at using a useful control pad. Can you set one up and we're going to do this with it? Or was it the other, if you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, kind of makes you wonder, don't it? That's even like with in one of the Simpsons episodes shows I think it's Bart, no, not Bart, Homer flying around in a electric vehicle, and it resembles the electric vehicle this Union guy just come up with.
Hello,
There's
zombie.
have you seen the one with Blinky the three-eyed fish when Monty runs for office?
No,
That's got some gold in it. Because Bart catches a three-eyed fish at the local fishing hole. And the journo's on hand. And of course, with the water that goes in is comes from the nuclear power plant. And so obviously there's a big outcry as to, well, you know, yada, yada, yada. And there's a big push to get the nuclear power plant shut down. And one day Homer falls asleep at work. When he wakes up, it's way late. And Monty's been having such a bad time, he's been having a few bevies in his office just to deal with it all. And Homer, when he goes home, encounters Monty Burns, half pissed at his car, tells him he's been working. And they start talking. And Monty's there. They want to shut us down. And then one stage, Homer says, but if you were governor, you could decide what was right and wrong. Response, do you know what, how much it costs to run for governor? More than any honest man could afford. Yes, but you could afford it. I mean, I'm not saying you're not honest. Anyway, eventually, Monty Burns gets him into the car. Where are we going? To make a new and better world. So he decides to run for governor. And yeah, you got to say, you can see that mimicked in so many. Yeah, we'll leave that there.
yeah, seeing the things online now that the Simpsons are reflecting back on today makes me want to go back and start watching the Simpsons over. But it was a long time ago. Well, it was a long time ago when I watched the Simpsons.
I'll tell you one of my favorite Simpsons moments is. In fact, there's a few in one episode. It's when they go to China. And they go to China because Selma wants to adopt a baby, but Homer needs to pretend to be her husband and he's just the start of the goodness. At one point, or when she goes to get the adoption sheet, the person explains that they only adopt out to couples. And then the line that he chirps out with is, no hen without cock. I know that there's a double entendre in your language. It is not in ours. And so Homer has to pretend to be Selma's husband. And Marge has to pretend to be their au pair girl, the one who's looking after the kids. But some of the great lines are because when they get shown around, the voice is done by Lucy Liu as well. As a quick little aside, but they show them the Shaolin monks, and the line is, "These are the famous Shaolin monks who seek spiritual enlightenment through the practice of bare-fisted murder."
Yeah.
You think, yeah, that pretty much covers it, doesn't it?
What
And
did
they go to Tiananmen Square, and there's a plaque there. It says, "On this site in 1989, nothing happened." You think, ooh, that's a tad dark. But yeah,
Yep.
I've actually been to Tiananmen Square, and it's kind of spooky in that you see people there because
Spooky
they're
good or spooky bad?
spooky bad,
Yeah.
in as much as the massacre was, or the news of that was suppressed in large parts of China. Lots of places didn't even hear about it. So you get people going, and what you got to realize is that the Tiananmen Square is the central square in Beijing, and so a lot of people they're there taking happy holiday snaps, where 6,000 of their countrymen were murdered.
Man.
Anyway, but the final clincher for me in that episode, as you can see, it's full of goodness. Is in the last scene, because long and the short of it, Madame Wu, who's the person who's been showing him around, because she finds out, long story short, that Holmes is not Selma's husband, so she's got to stop the adoption, you see. And she managed the reason, but someone makes a heartfelt plea to try and get the adoption happening anyway. And Madame Wu acquiesces. Opening it, and now here's the important part: how many Chinese movies you seen?
Oh, not a million, not a whole lot, really. Just Bruce Lee.
Okay, almost as a stereotype, you'll almost always find at some stage, this is note stereotype, that at some point a master figure will turn to the younger one, or the younger figure who they've been admonishing for whatever, saying that yes, they used to do that themselves. And usually this is done with a very sort of reflective look into the distance, sort of a caper. I'm sure you're getting what I'm trying to portray here.
Yeah.
And anyway, after Selma makes a big plea to be allowed to go through with the adoption, Madame Wu turns around, looks pensively into the distance, and the line is, "You may not believe this, but I once was a baby myself." Yeah, I know. And it's just like, that is so bad. I once was a baby myself.
It's like, damn.
Yeah. Yes. All right.
Oh, damn.
I've just done the highlighting on the back there.
Well, I discovered today that my
Oh yeah, what are you starting on? Because you got a new kit now, haven't you?
well, I'm working on my Dukes of Hazzard Roscoe sheriff car, and
Ah,
I discovered today because you know the horror story I had behind it. You know, getting it. But I wanted it on eBay,
yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah.
Products.
thought it was already put together. Well, not only were the decals missing, I had to order them from a place on eBay, but I got them on today. But I don't have no glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't have no
Ah,
windows, no plastic. So I'm having to take some parts from older kits that I had extra windshield from, and actually found a front windshield and a back windshield I can use on it.
yeah, nice.
Yeah, it actually worked out really well because I don't know how I overlooked that because luckily I got the lights that go on top.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm glad I have those that came with the kit.
I bet. Hey,
So of
Zombie
course,
Hunter, how you doing, man?
the engine was together and I got the thing just assembling it.
I've got to say, I'm rather looking forward to doing this.
But
Chevy.
what I paid for the kit, well, actually, I wound up getting the kit for free because he reimbursed me because he claimed he didn't know it had been put together mostly.
Ha!
I'm like, yeah, okay, all right, I'll play the
How would
fool.
you not know?
Yeah, I'll play the fool. The hurt. My name's Chris, and I believe you.
Yeah, that's it.
I know, right? But fortunately,
I was once
everything's
given the
there
kit for
except for the glass.
free, and it was. I thought, oh yeah, because the guy said I got started on it, but yeah, I'm not going to be able to finish it. You know, if you want to have it and see what you can do with it. Anyway, I thought, oh yeah, no worries.
Yep.
And got home, opened it up, and he had indeed. Now again, I didn't pay for it. It was just someone I knew, and just so, oh, there you go. So I couldn't complain about that in that regard, if you follow me. And at the end of the day, there was like literally no point in even starting,
Mm.
um, because one of the wings had been put in, sort of, but had definitely been glued, but it was still like with a gap of about, okay, I'd say 5 mil. Now you would need to go fifth of an inch.
All right.
Now, how the fuck you'd not notice that?
Yeah, that's a
The only way you could possibly fix that would be to saw it off at the where it's bound, then
yeah,
find
that's
some way
about
of and it was just I looked at him and went, you know, no, I have other things to build. I have other things to build, and I do. I have a glorious abundance of them.
well, as soon as I messaged him about it, he responded rather quickly and apologized. But the other ones like this kit is, on eBay are going for like anywhere from 80 to 100 to $300,
Jeez,
and that's with most of them
you gonna
sealed.
reach around with that?
Do what?
Do you get a reach around with that?
Yeah, if I buy one for that price, I'm not gonna put it together. It's gonna be sitting on a shelf somewhere.
Yeah.
I did find Daisy's 71 Plymouth Roadrunner, the yellow one.
What I would like to build, and it's a bit cheesy, but I would still like. Doesn't mean I wouldn't like to build it. I believe it's the Plymouth Grand Fury Pristine style. If you know the one I mean,
The Plymouth Grand Fury, the which one?
do it like Christine.
Oh, Christine. Oh, absolutely.
I mean, let's face it, that's it's a little cheesy to do it that way, but it's also a classic set of wheels.
It is.
And
Christine.
sometimes there's nothing wrong with cheese. I like cheese with ham.
Sam, I am.
As I've revealed in Enter Sandwich, cheese and ham, but not spam. The bread is rye, and maybe later have some pie. Yeah.
Wow. Well, okay. How hard would it be to find a 58 Fury to do like Christine, Rob?
I've had a bit of a look-see and not that easy. Or you can find them, but most of them come with one inherent flaw. Postage.
Oh, yeah.
Because most of them come from the US.
Yeah.
And for two reasons. One, just normal postage anyway from the US is what we baldmen call a fist fuck. I believe that's the technical term.
Yeah, it would be.
And the other is surprise of motherfucking surprise. Tariffs.
Fucking tariffs, man, I swear.
Oh, mate. It's a beautiful word. No, it fucking is not, dumb nut. Fucking.
Man, fucking
the there's a great line out of how well do you know Pink Floyd's the Wall?
Oh man, God, I ain't heard that in how ever.
It's look, as a movie, it's worth seeing as well. It gets pretty fucked up at places, but that's fine. But at one point, basically, because the lead character gets sentenced in a trial to be metaphorically exposed before his peers. And they call in variously the mother, the wife, and the teacher. Well, this is the guy who is in the teacher who taught him when he was a kid. And the big line is, "Just 5 minutes, worm, your honor. Him and me alone." And when it comes to the ferret-wearing shit gibbon, "Just 5 minutes, worm, your honor. Him and me alone." I'd soon have him I'd have him such that if he ever fucking heard the word tariffs, he'd develop a twitch. Now, I reckon
actually like a lot of figures he collects comes from Japan. And man, it's just crazy prices now. We can't really
wow.
get them.
Now, I've pretty much added all the detail I think I need to on these. What I want to do next, because I'm going to be doing a bit of surfacing at some stage, but I want to identify what's going to be what sort of a color, if you follow me. Because some of the stuff like the interior, and stuff I probably won't be doing with metallic. Other stuff I will. Now, to that end, what I might want to do is
You had MTV growing up as a kid, didn't you, Robster? What about you, Dave? MTV when it came out in the 80s.
What came in the
We
80s?
had MTV. For years, though, the local music show, as far as within Australia, was one called Countdown. And
Yeah.
it was actually, as far as it went, did quite a lot as far as bringing international acts to Australia. I think it was because of Countdown that ABBA came to Australia. It was hosted by a guy named Ian Meldrum, who was almost comically camp, but knew exactly what the drill was and knew the people. And
You're right.
And he's one of the biggest names in Australian music, and because of that, it's a bit loose. Now, what I'm going to do now is break things into stuff that's going to be sprayed metal, stuff that's going to be sprayed normal. So I got some metallic spray.
Well, man, I'll tell you what, I'll be honest with you. The songs back in the 80s, late 70s, 80s, early 90s were great songs. They don't make songs like that today. The songs that have like meaning and depth to them. And I've been listening to some on YouTube here, and they've been going back to the 20 that made the #1 hit for a certain amount of time and playing the video and the song. And man, like Huey Lewis and the News and Whitney Houston and Stevie Wonder and Bon Jovi.
I have here we go. I'm a bit more eclectic in my viewing on music. Now I'm not very familiar with contemporary music, but some of it does make me go, "Oh, really, children, do grow up." Because pardon?
What did you say?
Oh, really, children, do grow up. Because seriously, like, here we go. One of my takes on things, and this is a seriously big frustration I have, is that is with, say, for example, contemporary hip hop. When I was younger and rap came out, the reason it had that style was to break with conventional norms and to focus on social issues, that affected most particularly people of color.
Oh yeah. I mean, as far as rap goes, I didn't really care much about it when it first came out.
But it had I can see certainly in its context, and I actually quite enjoyed some of it. Today it's all about bitches and bling. I'm sorry, they're missing the point.
Right, absolutely, 100%. That's why the songs back in the day, back in the 80s, were the best, because the songs had meaning, they had depth.
Yeah. Now, when you're looking at this is an interesting one. I'll share this one with you very quick. But yeah, on the other hand, there's
the grill.
And so I can certainly say that with contemporary hip hop, I experienced some frustrations. Some of the metal I hear is a bit excessive. Yeah, I get that they want to take new sounds and stuff, but heavier is not necessarily better. I tend to I listen to a lot of classical.
That's cool.
They've got here for the top of the engine block and stuff, orange.
Yeah, Chevrolet orange. Yeah, that's what most Chevrolet engine blocks were, orange.
Okay. So where on the Mustang I'd be going blue, here I'd be going orange.
Yep. Most Fords are a light blue. Chevrolet is orange.
Interesting.
Yep.
I did not know. Okay.
Yep. And some of my cars, Chevrolet orange. Sometimes I do the engine blue. I might do it red. I might do the block black.
Yeah. Okay, well, we'll go with the orange. Sounds not unreasonable. In that
instance, that's what you're doing is an AMT. I think mine was a Revell.
Yours is a what?
I think the one Now the picture you put on your screen for today's stream, that's the actual picture of the box you're doing, right?
Yep.
Okay. So yours was an AMT I saw. I think mine was a Rebel.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the same car though, same kit, same decals and all, but there's mine.
Oh yeah, nice one.
Yeah. So mine was like I said, a Rebel. It wasn't an AMT. So when I saw that on the screen today, I'm like, oh shit.
Nah.
And of course, probably, what, the 3 or 4 or 5 different model companies probably made that kit too.
Yeah. Now. All right. Well, there's actually not much I'm not going to be. Here we go. Now we're starting to get to which parts don't I want to spray. What is
I'm gonna try.
What you building today, David?
Trying to fix this bleeding Bugatti.
Yes.
It's come apart.
You're having fun and games, aren't you? For want of a better choice of adjectives.
I think for all the bloody mistakes and all breakages, I've had it done by now.
What's Robbie?
Yeah, I reckon I'm going to be organising myself a appointment with Cairo today, if I can. Get his arm fixed.
Now, crackle pop.
Well, if the tendon's not tracking properly, you have to be thinking Cairo is the person to see for that one.
Yeah, when I was seeing one with my back, he used to adjust me, and he'd lay me on my side, and he would lay me on my left side and bring my right leg up and bend it and push it against my chest, and he would take my ankle and he'd stand behind me and thrust his body against mine, and it would make my back just crack and pop, make my hip pop.
Yep.
Kind of scary, but it was actually relieving. And I watched these chiropractors.
In this instance, it's to do with the arm. So what you'll need to do is to try and get it to stretch out enough to crack it into, and it will hurt, I don't doubt. I'm comfortable with it hurting.
Well, this is a pulled muscle or pulled tendon. Do you think a chiropractor should be first?
Well, the reason I'm thinking Cairo is every time I say Cairo, I have to fight down the urge to make some kind of pyramid joke.
Stop.
But the reason I think Cairo is because I have a theory. No use of that wonderful word, theory, doesn't mean I'm right. But my theory runs like this as far as medical practitioners go. If it's skeletal, Cairo. Muscular, physio. That's my theory. If you follow the logic I'm applying there.
So where does it hurt? I mean, as far as like when you move your arm, your shoulder around, or?
Well, where does it hurt? Well, it first starts off in my brain. This has been hurting for some time now. And last recorded.
It hurts down deep in my groin.
That's the one. No, seriously. Hang on. I'll move the camera a bit now. Ouch! Right then. It starts. It actually seems to start behind here on the tricep. and up there where the joint of the tricep is. But it comes around under here, and that's where I feel it, right the way into the arm there.
Okay. Well, try something for me. Hold your hand like this and do like this.
Deary me. Deary me. And now I'll have you know, I've got this one if I need it. I'm cut. My bases covered.
Oh shit! I appreciate that. I did a good laugh.
For that little effort, what I should really have done is had something sort of like that I could flick towards the camera, so like some sort of gluggy substance,
Right.
just for the full effect.
Oh, there goes the fire truck.
You're working too hard. That's
Oh shit! I'm a wascally wabbit. I am. Holy shit, Batman!
Oh, dearie me. On the topic of I seem to have now noticed that. What the fuck is this? This has come off. Bits are coming off the sprues. This is less than ideal.
Oh.
Let's stay cool. Where's my blue box that I put things in? A blue box that I put things in. Ooh,
Well, one thing I will say for our fire department around here, when they come through at night, they do they run their lights but not their sirens. That's much appreciated. Must be something bad going on. That's the second fire.
Generally speaking, the rule around here is supposed to be, to my understanding, that the sirens only go on if they're going to be held up by traffic.
Well, like these ones that just went by, you know, I'm out here in the country. There was no traffic on the road, and they're running their sirens from the time they left the fire department till, you know, you heard them go by the house.
Yeah. Now, something makes me wonder. Give me a moment, guys. Because I felt something glance along my leg and I'm missing a part. And I think you can see where I'm going with this little line of thought. No, I can't see anything that looks like a part. Just keep an eye out for it, I shall. That's what I shall do. Now, in the meantime, oh dear. I'll stop right there.
I was actually listening to some Queen earlier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Queen's good.
Yep.
I didn't fully appreciate them when they were performing, but I have come to later appreciate just how good Freddie Mercury's voice is, or was.
Yeah, was.
Past tense. And indeed, how good Brian May's guitar work is. He's got some goods, says Brian May. Apparently, he scoped this out because most of the members of Queen are from quite moneyed backgrounds. They got cash,
right?
And Brian May's father or parents sent him to, I think it might have been Cambridge, Oxford, something like that. And he's actually a qualified astrophysicist.
No way.
Yep.
Wow.
And in fact, I believe currently does lectures and stuff on that subject matter.
Well, that's cool.
But when his parents disapproved of his choice to become a rock star or become a musician, because, well, we've paid for you to be an astrophysicist.
Damn.
And apparently, and this is funny, it was not until the Live Aid concerts at Wembley when Ryan May's parents came to see him perform that they actually realised that he'd done quite well with that. And you think, no, you don't say, Sherlock.
Yeah, I know, right?
What, have you not heard of your son being Jesus? I know that is in a similar way. I believe Lars Ulrich, his family paid for him to have professional tennis lessons. Yeah, again, you can see clearly a cashed up background because scrubbers aren't getting that happening.
Yep. Yep.
And they were most irritated when he chose to go off to San Francisco to become a musician. And there's actually a scene in, I think, in Some Kind of Monster where you can, there's actually, you see Lars Ulrich talking basically to his parents, and they're still giving him a bit of jip about the fact that, well, so much for tennis, eh?
Hmm.
Now, in his case, all I'm saying is, well, he's a cunt anyway. He probably deserves it.
Yeah. Well,
He's certainly a noted or known, not viewed in a very kind light by many people. That much is certain.
oh, is that right?
Lars Ulrich. No, a lot of people view him as, I believe the polite term is a douche.
A douche.
Um,
I don't know much about him. I just, like their music.
he has pretty big ego going on. Now, you got to say, well, to be fair, rock musician, yeah, going to have an ego.
Oh, absolutely.
But he's a dick with it. In terms of, and is very controlling. Now, an example of this manifests in Jason Newsted, who had been the bass player for Metallica at one stage, had wanted to do a side project. Now, there's nothing so odd about that. Musicians do that all the time. Something outside of what the main band that they work with. No worries. And so he started doing that. And then he got a phone call from Lars Ulrich saying, I hear you're doing this other thing. He said, well, yeah. Well, you know you're with Metallica, don't you? It just say you can't do anything illicit. Anything a bit controlling, are we?
Yeah.
It was largely Lars Ulrich who was behind the Napster case, where Metallica, despite having millions, Napster was one of the first file sharing sites. And they set it by a couple of 14-year-olds.
Yeah.
And as they got caught, and what happened was that, okay, I mean, there's any number of ways they could have dealt with that. Yes, it's breaching copyright. You're talking 14-year-olds. There's numerous ways you can go about this. They sued them. And Lars Ulrich is largely behind that. You think you didn't need to sue them. Why did you? And that's the sort of thing he does. And that's why a lot of people don't really like him too much.
Interesting.
Yeah. All right, I found another part that I am missing.
I'll be right back.
No worries. Hold that there. Right. Now they are going to be there. Right. That will be in the metallic pile. Oh, but ooh, metallic, not metallic. Right, you are then. Now, give me a
Alrighty then.
moment. Now, give me a moment. I wonder if. Let's see if that wouldn't be there. I don't think. No. All right. Now, let me go on a bit of a search and destroy mission.
A search and destroy.
Yeah. That's what I call it whenever I've got something I'm trying to find. Particularly if it's with some degree of urgency. Search and destroy. Oh, there's something also new.
Don't you mean exterminate?
Yes, you can do it that way. Actually, wait, do you guys get Doctor Who in the US?
Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. We had Doctor Who.
Like I said, you would know the Daleks, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Apparently,
They changed it to a woman playing Doctor Who in the newer episodes, and I don't really, I guess women, but I don't agree with, going to that. But anyhow, go ahead.
Yeah, she's now somebody else now.
Apparently, my brother, one story my mum told, and I don't hear necessarily puts my brother in a very nice light, actually, was one Christmas, apparently, he was given a toy Dalek that you could control. I think it was full remote control, but it was certainly something that you could chase people with. And he's been harassing my sister with it, which is pretty much his style, yeah. And apparently she's been going around quite tearfully going, I don't want to be exterminated. And yeah, I can certainly see. Yeah, I can mentally picture that, knowing my brother as to be that way. Yeah,
right.
He enjoyed being a bit of a tormentor.
So my brother and I, we had brown hair, dark hair, and my sister had red auburn hair. Because you got
that's a clear cut target.
And yep, me and Kevin used to tell Lori all the time you were adopted, and she started believing it.
That's so mean.
Yeah, for a little while there, she believed she was adopted.
Oh, that's harsh.
Well, you know, when let's see, Lori, my sister was a year and a half older than I am. My brother is 3.5 years older than I am.
You'd have to be saying to her right there. Now work it out. Do you really think you're adopted if I'm not? Now, let me just make sure I'm not just chasing something for nothing.
Oh, we gave her hell. She always had real long hair. We'd pull her hair, throw dirt clogs at her.
Sorry, man. I'm just wondering where this one part is. I do recall seeing it come off, and I did put it somewhere. Somewhere that I thought was frightfully smart.
Rightfully smart.
Yeah.
Damn it, Governor.
Yeah. Now I can't see it. Oh, well, while I'm thinking about that. Oops. Let's see. Ah!
Oh, you got your book out.
Ready?
Ready.
To frig, to be guilty of the crime of self-pollution, which is to say, having a wank. Frig pig, a trifling fiddle-faddle fellow. Where the fuck do they get these wordings from? Oh my lord!
Oh my God, you got to do the laugh again.
Oh dearie me!
That was good shit, man.
Oh dear, that's totally. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of these into two separate sort of half box things. Because I know which is which, what is what, and what I'm going to spray with what. All right, so this will be our standard surfacer. Metallic. I'll be doing the tape on the that would be a what for the hood, that or the roof, that would be white, wouldn't it? On a metallic blue, white or grey.
What are you
But
talking
I'm
about?
doing
Governor?
tape. Pardon?
What are you talking about?
The roof would be white or grey, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Well, actually, I mean, what color are you doing your interior?
The main coat is going to be that colour.
Okay.
Probably grey.
Yeah, gray would look good for the roof.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'll be doing that with tape, so I don't need to worry about surfacer. And in fact, surfacer would be potentially a bad idea.
Like on my Mustang convertible, I done a black top with my interior.
Oh, yeah.
My interior was red and white.
Nice.
And since it kind of depends on, really. You can do it the color of the interior, or you can do it a color that matches the paint job.
I'm actually doing it something to match the carpet. Because
Oh,
of
there you
the metallic blue main coat, I was going to go a light grey on the carpet.
Oh, that'll look good, yeah.
So in that regard, I'd be able to, yeah, you get the idea. Now, it's one box. The other box. We almost fell out of the chair. Dearie me, kids. Now,
Oh my good lord, man! If you fell out that chair, somebody had to call 911 because I think I would die of laughter right here.
you're an unkind man at times, aren't you? Here's the part I was looking for. Yay. Oh, die laughing, eh? Oh. There's a you know, in fact, here we go. Mad Magazine. You remember how they used to do? Do you remember they had a writer, Al Jaffe?
I don't know by the names like that, but
Okay, he was one of their big writers from back in the day when they first came out, sort of a thing. And he used to do. You might even remember how they did occasionally things of "Don't you hate." And there were jokes to that. It was like, "Don't you hate dot 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 dot." And one of the ones they did was it shows this big guy carrying this huge box, and his pants are fallen down, and this guy's pointing at him laughing. And the caption reads, "Don't you hate people who find humor in the misfortune of others?" And then it flashes to the next panel, where the big guy's basically gotten the huge box and launched it on top of the much smaller guy who was laughing at him, crushing him utterly. And the line is, "Don't you hate people who don't see the humor in finding humor in other people's misfortune?"
man,
Yeah.
we call it plumber's crack over here when you see somebody bend over and you see half their ass crack.
Yeah, that's what we call it too.
Plumber's crack.
Yeah. I used to train this girl who was a shocker for it. And the line, first time she was doing the full plumber's crack routine, I said to her, "You know, I think you've missed your true calling in your job." She said, "Why is that?" I'm there. Because clearly you should have been a plumber. She said, "Oh, yeah, I know. I'm really bad for it." It's funny as fuck. Or got a few bits here organised. Something I'm considering here, as a quick little aside, is when it comes to painting this,
the
what I'm going to do now, because of the sheer size of these, as far as these are very big pieces here that I can mask off quite easily, what I'm thinking of doing is getting a spray can silver.
Oh.
Basically just do it all masking. So get a nice, in fact, I'm almost certainly going to do that. And then do that same black that I did on the Merc as the undercarriage. So that'll give it a really nice look as a starting point.
Yep.
But I think, again, using the actual spray can maneuver, so much easier, kids.
Yeah, that's what I done with my police car. It was white, as you can see right there. That's what I had on my thing.
Yeah,
But I sprayed it flat black because I'm gonna go back and do the gas tank and the exhaust.
Oh, yeah.
Here. Yeah, I like the black look on the chassis myself.
Now, what I'm going to do, what I've got to do next on the Chevy is actually just cover it with surfacer, a whole stack of it with surfacer, in fact. So I'm not going to continue with the Chevy for today. what I'm going to do is maybe to see what we can do with some parts of the Mercedes. Because, well, why not? I can do that for about 10-15, and then I shall cruise, because I still, well, I need to get on to organising appointments for the, if I can get into the Cairo or somewhere to get something done with this arm. The subpar.
You'll have to make an appointment. I mean, they got like a walk-in kind of thing.
Is it a walk-in? No, it'll be a question of ringing up and hoping. Which is not ideal. Now, the other thing that's not ideal is I have to reschedule my acupuncture appointment to begin with, because I've got to go look at a house. So, but if I can reschedule anyway, maybe even to earlier today, if I was really lucky, that would be hugely lucky.
I know that moving times going to sneak up on me.
But that may yet happen. Option 2, tomorrow would be good. But
I think we're going to go this weekend and pick us up some new fishing rods and tackle.
Oh, nice.
Yep. I'll start doing some fishing this summer.
Nice.
Kind of about missed a boat on catching a nice sized bass because they're spawning right now, and you can catch a big old female.
Yeah. Well, a couple of last bits. Wait, I don't need to do that. I was just about to do the outline on here so that I could paint that up nicely, and I suddenly realised I'm not going to be putting paint there. I'm going to be putting carpet there. I ask you. What I might do as well, is aside from getting the chrome spray, I will probably consider also getting some proper craft glue, because that's going to work a whole lot better to get the carpet to sit in if I don't have it. But unless I get some with a, the only stuff that seemed to have that adhesive back was the black stuff.
That's kind of a bummer.
So, anyway.
Well, about any kind of glue, I think would work.
Any type of glue, you reckon?
Yeah. Because they're going underneath the carpet, and that stuff's pretty. Of course, I don't know. It shouldn't soak through that. I don't think it might be about using craft glue. Yeah, or like tacky glue.
Okay.
Yeah, because regular super glue might soak through that and make it hard. So yeah, probably not super glue.
Okay. Now.
Maybe some like right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, something I need to do first before I do anything else on this is this one I need to consider too. Now, wo ist here's a bit of you might occasionally hear me go wo ist.
Say what? Say again.
If you ever hear me go wo ist,
Or ist?
yeah, wo ist, wo, Where ist is. That's German. For ist. So when I'm looking for something, sometimes I check that out. So if you're wondering if you hear me say that and going, what is he saying? That's what I'm saying.
The only word I know is Parpanugan.
Is which one?
Parpanugan.
I'm not actually. Do tell.
Volkswagen.
Oh, do you know those of us in the West?
Learn that from American Pickers.
There's a we actually mispronounce the name of the vehicle. It's actually Volkswagen.
Volkswagen.
Yeah, what do you think? Volks. Think the way we in the English would say folks. Volks.
Volkswagen. Okay, I got you.
Volkswagen. Yeah, of course they're W's are pronounced as V's. Volkswagen. Yep. And that's where you get the whole concept of with Volk. That's where you get the whole or Volk. That's the whole thing of think of the use that the Germans used to make a lot out of Volk being the people, the German people. But ultimately, that's what it means, just people. So people's wagon. It's the car for the common man. That was its purpose from the outset. And that's why the Bug is cheap, easy, and accessible. And
that's like one of those later cars they produced over here, the Yugo. It was a little small two-door car that had like a fucking little rabbit engine in it.
Yeah.
I mean, one thing I would say.
You familiar with the Yugo, David?
Yes, Yugo's over here.
You know what you call a four-door Yugo?
What's that?
A Wego.
Oh, very good. I was going to say in many ways, the modern VW has, however, lost its way in comparison to what it was originally intended for. And what I mean by that is that V-dubs were originally intended as a car that the average man, because that's what it was back in those days, could afford to purchase and drive. It was meant to be accessible to the masses. How many people could stroll casually up to a VW dealership these days and buy a new one?
Yeah, try buying a restored old one, a restored 76 one, looking $25,000-$30,000.
Well, yeah. Now the older ones I actually can sort of understand that, from the viewpoint of old restored does get a bit of classic, but the new ones, the whole purpose always was accessibility to the masses, and they don't have that anymore.
Nope.
This is my point. That's where I was taking it to.
Yep.
Now all I've done here just then was there was a bit of mucky muck where I put the hinge on, so I tidied up the paintwork there. So yeah, it looks much nicer in my opinion for that little effort. Right.
Hurry.
There, because I had that mucky muck before. Now it's all clean. Now I'm going to try. I tried to get one wheel in. Did not happen because the whole thing came out. However, I'm going to see if I can get the other one in, because then at least one of them will be in. And then I'm going to wind up the stream. Now tomorrow I'll be on, we'll start probably the same time.
All right, works for me.
Because I got massage tomorrow. It's my time to be probed and manipulated as always. theory here, theory of what I'm about to attempt, is that this should potentially just.
It's only logical.
There we go. Well, there's one of them on anyway.
Just like that.
Boom.
Hey, look at there. Great. Wonderful. Perfect.
Now, so what I'll do is I'll glue the other holder back in. And then, hopefully I'll get that on later today. The fact that I'm not doing a swimming lesson today gives me a bit more time to potentially do something on this, but
Okay.
as to whether that ends up happening. My
big
bigger irritation with my sore arm, aside from the swimming, is it's going to, I mean, I won't be able to play bass till that settles.
Go around. Go around.
And that's not good.
Go around.
It's irritating.
Hey, go.
Now,
Door he went. Bassman has had 2 late days. Yesterday, her new boss kept her and a new DM talking to them so she can go on about 7 o'clock. And now he took everybody out to eat today to talk about numbers and stores and stuff. And
wow.
she just pulled in the driveway now and it's 6:45.
I was going to say, did you have pizza yesterday?
Pizza?
Yeah, you were pondering about.
Absolutely.
Saying,
Stuffed crust.
Nice.
It was pepperoni, bacon, ham, and stuffed cheese in the crust.
Oh, nice.
It was pretty tasty.
Now, give me a moment. We'll get this into position.
And it's always good to have leftover pizza because cold pizza is the best.
It's great.
It
Anyone
is.
saying otherwise just does not understand.
They do not.
Story ends. I'm feeling brave and adventurous, man.
It's marvelous. Marvelous. Marvelous, I tell you.
Nah. Do it the way you did the other one, big boy.
Grande.
Toothpick. Get here, you. Get over here.
Hey, my belly.
Yeah, that's the one.
Oh, really? Oh.
Remember seeing I think it was a Far Side cartoon, but basically it had these 2 whales underneath a boat with the scientists recording the noises, and it's got one whale sidling up to the mic going, "Louie, Louie, whoa." Just hearing you do it then reminded me. All righty, I'm going to give you good people some solo time.
Solo. All right, do it.
All right, now we'll start with you, Mr. Bassman.
Man.
There we go.
There's Roscoe's sheriff car. I got the decal there,
Nice.
sheriff. And on that side, same thing. Got the door handles chromed. And I done the bare metal foil around the front windshield and the back windshield.
Yeah.
And then I've done the grill,
Oh yeah.
and I got the chassis painted black, but I've got to work on it tomorrow. But that's what I've been doing the bill of mirror pull and the decals.
Cool.
Done and done.
All right, David. How you traveling with Mr. Bugatti?
That's on the one side
Spaghetti.
to dry. I've been starting
Oh,
on that.
Oh,
Oh, that's cool, man.
oh, an AMT. Okay.
Yep.
Chevy Corvette. Nice.
Get your
Yeah, I've
How
been.
you finding it?
Corvette.
I've
Look at that,
Oh,
been-
that's got some
no.
nice lines on it.
yeah,
That's stylish. That's sweet.
there's a
Nice.
lot of flash on there, and that's what I've been going through, cleaning it up.
Ah,
Yeah, that can be quite
Yeah.
aggravating sometimes.
Someone already started putting it together and badly, so I've had to rub out the seams on it. So,
Yeah.
so it's getting there. I'd do that
Cool deal.
out the way.
That's gonna be nice.
And the other one I was going to do is that one.
ah, sexy.
Wow.
Nice.
Ain't that the one Roger Rabbit and Jessica Rabbit rode in?
It's an Lindbergh, so
Don't know about that one. Tell you what, I wouldn't mind tracking down to see if. And the only problem is that the decals would be old, and that's the ZZ Top Car.
Oh man, wouldn't it though?
Oh, look, it's so.
I'm glad you mentioned that. I'm if I can't find one like that. Just a car itself.
The problem would be, although the problem would not be a hard big one to get over, is that the decals to do the ZZ would be shot, or if it was an older kit, because I think that was what it would have to be.
Well, there's actually a lot of people on eBay that actually make custom decals.
Okay. Well, there'd be a way around it. In any
Yep.
event, you could all. I would suggest the lines on a ZZ are not that hard to do without it. Anyway.
Oh, probably true. Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, so that is us done for today.
Manage.
All right. Thanks everyone for watching. We appreciate it.
I appreciate it.
First time viewers, you know the drill. Follow, like, and subscribe.
I'm not shooting the
Other platforms.
All right,
I'm
like
Rob the Builder on Facebook and YouTube, and Robster the Builder on Instagram and Twitch. And follow, like, or subscribe. And now tomorrow, as I said, I get probed and manipulated. I do in a manner most heinous, and I will be. So we'll be back on a bit early. So we'll start the dearie me. Busted, man. We'll be back tomorrow at the same. Well, yeah, today it is the same. No, it's an earlier one. So at a similar kit time, but the same kit channel. That's some good people then. See you.
Bye.
Or I'm just